Well, welcome you again this morning. I'll ask if you will just take a moment and join with me in welcoming those who are joining us online this morning. Thank you guys, and hope that the new year is getting off to a good start for you. And if we can do anything for you, please let us know. We'll start out this morning by watching the video, so if you will, please direct your attention to the screen.
I'm in debt. I have 2 car payments, 4 years into a 30-year mortgage, balances on a couple credit cards, plus college for 3 kids on the horizon. 0 savings. I work long hours at a job that I hate, and despite all that, all I get is stress about how I can make more money. I take 4 pills at night for my back pain. Some days, getting up seems like too much. I struggle with dyslexia, I have high cholesterol, I overeat a little too often. I'm trying to get in shape, but it's never, I mean never enough. My dad died 5 years ago from cancer. I should have seen him more before he passed. Man, I miss him so much. Everyone expects me to be over it, but it's something that I still deal with daily. I haven't taken my wife on a date in 4 months. I practically forgot our anniversary. My kids need me when I get home, but it's late. I want to sleep. I spend my weekends at their functions, as if that's enough. All this, and I still resent my family, because I have no time just for me! I can be amazingly selfish. I'm often angry, seemingly for no reason. I struggle with lustful thoughts, none of which my wife understands. Nor do I, for that matter. I'm good at some things, I'm great at nothing. I had dreams for my work and my family, and I abandoned them long ago. I think I'm a realist, and I come off as a pessimist. I feel restless knowing something is missing. I have too many burdens. They're suffocating. And this is the weight I carry.
What is it that's weighing you down? I want you to get that answer in your mind. And it may be one thing, it may be 2 or 3 or 5 things, but for just a few moments, just kind of go through some things in your mind. Is it the worry? Your finances? Is it your physical weight? Your spouse? The relationship you have with your children? What's weighing you down today? How long has this thing or these things been weighing you down? How much longer are you going to allow them to weigh you down? Where is it that you find peace? Where is it that you're able to get away from these things and lay them down for a while? For a long time, I've been just kind of looking for a little place to get away, especially in the summertime. This past year, I found a little creek out in our merchant. That's my getaway. Man, it's really neat. You go out there, you can fish. You just stand there in the water and listen to God. Take the kids out there sometimes. They're playing. I'm standing here. But when I'm at that place, I'm weightless. I've got peace. Kind of hard to go there in the winter, though, because it's a little cold. You know what I mean? So I had to find a different place to go to. So I'm asking you this morning, as you go through your life and you think about the things that you're struggling with, the things that you are dealing with, the things you brought here this morning, when are you going to lay that aside? That's what we're going to look at today. We're going to see how we can lay aside the weight, whatever that is for you. The title of the lesson this morning is Weigh Less by Focusing on Jesus. Now we're really going to focus a lot this morning on our 21 days of prayer and fasting. We've got the notebooks up here. We've got some recipes for the Daniel fast, if that's what you're going to do. And I want to encourage you to take just a few minutes, maybe about 10 minutes afterwards, meet over here, and we're going to go through that. And let me be really clear. You don't have to be in every aspect of it. We've got the prayer time. We're going to meet in the morning at 6 a.m. at our house for an hour of prayer. We'll do Tuesday at 8, Wednesday at noon, Thursday at 6, Friday at 8 p.m., We'll do Saturday morning at 10, and then we'll do Sunday morning here at 8:30. Now, if you can't show up for every one of those, that's cool. But whoever can, let's get together. You say, man, that's a sacrifice. Yeah, that's exactly the point. I mean, if I'm getting up at 6 a.m. for anything, that's a sacrifice. And I encourage you to join with me in that. But if you can't be at all those prayer times, just be there when you can. If you don't, if you say, well, man, I look at fasting, I relate that to weight, physical weight a lot of times, and that's not necessarily what we're talking about. I hope as we get into this morning, you'll see that. But I want to encourage each of us here to participate in some way in our 21 days of prayer and fasting. It may be media, it may be a problem you need to fast from, it may be food, whatever it is that you need to take a break from. As we started out last week, we looked at Psalm 90, verse 12, and we'll do that again this week. It says, teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. And the whole idea there is, today is today. There has to be that sense of urgency. And we said last week, the reason for that is because we said, well, you know what? I'll do it next week. I'll do it next Monday. Then that next Monday turns into the next Monday. And next Monday, then we find ourselves in June, and we never started what it was that we intended to start. So today has to be today. Second thing I want us to know about that is, the reason that today has to be today, and the reason there's that sense of urgency is because Satan is alive and well, and he's doing a lot of work for himself here in this town, in our families, in our communities, in our workplaces. And God needs us to kind of counteract that. God needs us to partner with Him in His work and say, you know what? Today's the day for me. I'm going to step back into my family. I'm going to be a greater presence in the community. I'm going to be a greater presence at school or at work. I'm going to do what God has called me to do, and I'm starting that right now. Because I'm tired of seeing all that Satan's doing. I'm tired of seeing him winning in so many ways. I'm going to allow him to use me as his vessel for change and go in and start bringing love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, all of those things into my home, into my workplace, into my circle of friends. Hebrews chapter 12 will be our text today if you want to flip over there. We're going to use this and kind of keep coming back to it, and I hope that you'll really understand what we're saying this morning by using this passage, because it's a very powerful passage, a passage that most of us are very familiar with. Let's begin reading in verse 1. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up. And let us run with endurance the race God has put before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Now, the text starts with this. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith. Now, what that's referring to is, you go back to Hebrews chapter 11, and you got the Faith's Hall of Fame. That's what we call it a lot of times there. And you got so many of those people who were able to do some great things for God. But guess what? They also overcame a lot. They also faced a lot of challenges in their lives. And God is saying to us, I want you to look at these people and what they were able to do, what they were able to overcome, and I want you to see how I used them. And I want us to take Scripture and apply that to us today and see that we're not in this boat alone. This ought to be a great comfort, a great challenge for us. If God is going to use us to do some wonderful things in this world, then we're also going to have to face some challenges. We're going to have to face some struggles. There's some things that we're going to have to overcome. Because many of us will find the ministry that we pursue throughout this life through our struggles. Through the divorce, through the rebellious children, through losing our job. And then we say, you know what? I've never seen anybody reach out and talk to other people about losing a job. I'm going to talk to them about that. I'm going to start a little small group for those of us who've lost jobs. And I'm going to minister to people that way. The idea here is to weigh less. And I want to give us some suggestions here as we get started today. First one is this. By deciding what is weighing you down. Verse 1 says, let us strip off every weight that slows us down. So, for just a moment, what is your true problem? We have to identify that problem. I think we need to call it by name, and we need to submit it to God. I think confession cleanses us. I think it kind of puts us in our place, because we are taught to be self-sufficient. We can do anything we want to do in this world. Hey, we're Americans. We're the best people in the world. We're the greatest people in the world. We can accomplish anything. Anything that you put before us. And then all of a sudden we get to be 15 or 20 years old and we come into a relationship with Jesus, and what does he say? You're dependent on me for everything. So with this idea of culture and Christianity, it clashes. And we have to get to a point where we say, you know what? God, one of the things that I need to understand about what you're calling me to do is humility. I need to understand my need to submit to you, my need to call sin what it is, and my need to put that before you. So I don't know what you're struggling with. I know my struggles are very obvious. I know what I'm going to be focusing on during the 21 days of fasting and prayer. First of all is my weight. Second is my attitude. But I want to encourage you to go before God today as we start this. In your alone time, in your time of prayer with your spouse or with your family, say, God, I have to confess to you right now that I'm a person of pride. And that's what's causing me the issues in my relationships. I'm not willing to say I'm sorry to my wife, to my children, to acknowledge the fact that I do wrong, and therefore that's what's causing the problems. God, I'm struggling with pornography. God, I'm struggling with the use of my language. God, whatever it is, whatever that name is that needs to be put on the sin, I think it'd do us a lot of good. So many times we pray these generic prayers, God, just forgive me of whatever sin I've committed. Is he going to forgive us? Yeah, but I mean, I'm just sitting here kind of thinking, that's pretty generic, you know? I mean, sometimes I'll apologize to Chris and I'm going to just say, I'm sorry. You should kind of look at me like, I'm sorry I spoke a little too passionately earlier. I think that's the idea sometimes. I think we need to go to God and just get it out. I mean, I'm sorry is good. It kind of gets it done. But when I go in there, so you know what? I'm in a bad mood. I've been in a bad mood all day. If we had a dog, I would have kicked it when I came home, but we didn't. So you were the next person that I saw when I came in the door. So I don't know what's going on with me. But I kind of snapped at you. I said some things that were hurtful. And I'm sorry. And I'm going to try my best to do better from now on. And what if we can take that attitude before God? He said, this is who I am. This is where I am right now. I know I'm in rebellion. I know I'm sinning. I know I'm not doing what you've asked me to do. But I'm coming to you. That's what you've asked me to do. And as I name my sin and I put it out there, I feel like I can start doing my part to overcome. What is my part? Submission. See, the thing is, I wasn't made to carry these weights that we're carrying. He tells me what? Cast your care on me. I want to bear your burden. That's the idea of Jesus. He is the sacrificial lamb. You put all your sin, all of your blame, your hurt, whatever it is, on him. He goes to the altar. His blood is shed for you. He deals with your problem. You aren't made to deal with it. You have an offering there that's before you that will take care of it, that will share in your sin, in your issue. Turn it over to him. And I think this is where this 21 days of prayer and fasting is going to come in for us. Because see, if I sit here and I say, okay, God, I've got this issue, I want to share it with you, and let's roll. But if I do it for 21 days, and I get me a prayer journal, and I'm adding to it every day as God reveals things to me through the Holy Spirit, things I need to work on, things I need to submit to him in a greater way. I like my chances of overcoming some of my struggles in a lot greater way. Why? Because of what I did now. I mean, sure, an act of obedience, but the idea is turning it over to the power that is available to me. Second thing, weigh less by setting objectives for prayer and study. I mean, how are you going to turn to God instead of the weight? I don't know if it's natural for you, but it is for me just to kind of, just go get some wings, you know? Some ribs. And then I'm not really worried, I'm just worried about, I have sauce in my beard. That's one thing I've had to worry about since I've got the beard. God, this is right here before me, and boom, I'm just going to worry about it. I'm going to worry, I'm going to worry, I'm going to worry, I'm going to worry. I'm focused on my finances, this relationship. And so what we start to do is we start to nitpick each other because the idea is, I want to win, you're not going to win, you're not going to get me to apologize for it. And what do? We focus on the problem at hand, we focus on carrying our weight, picking it up, getting involved in it again, instead of doing what we ought to do, which is to turn it over to God. Now see, I think through this time of Bible study, through this time of prayer, God will give us the wisdom, the insight. I think the Holy Spirit will lead us in finding the answer that you truly seek for the burden that you bear. Because when you give up something, something's going to take its place. So I'm not eating as much as I should. So what am I doing? My stomach growls. Instead of picking something up, I'm going to pray to God. God, help me understand right here what I need to be for you in a greater way. Instead of turning to worry, boom, I turn to prayer. Instead of focusing on the negative about my relationships or my finances, boom, God, I've got myself in a terrible mess financially, but I'm turning it over to you. You can make a way. You can find an extra job. You can give me a raise. You can help me to sell something that I have around the house that's going to help me knock out some of this debt. Help me. Give me the wisdom to see what it is that I need to do. Along these same lines, as far as setting objectives for prayer and study, I think we've got to decide what type of fasting we're going to do. What are you going to do for 21 days? Is it going to be food? You're going to turn away from some certain foods? You do a full fast, 24 hours, 72 hours? What about media? I know Lisa's told me several times over the years that she's done a media fast during this period of time. I said, just to get away from some of the stuff I'm submitted to, TV and Facebook and other things like that. And she's told me about how it's just been kind of refreshing to step away from not having to hear some of the things that are put out there through media and social media. Maybe it's the fact that you need to take some advice from the great philosopher, Bob Wiley.
Bob, I'd like you to take a long look around you. What does everything you see here have in common? Vacation, Bob.
Vacation.
Now, I can't, Bob, at this time, give you the kind of therapeutic attention you need to solve all your problems, and you know why.
You're on vacation.
Exactly. But what I can do is this.
Don't give me pills. I already have pills.
This is not pills. Read it.
It says, take a vacation from my problems.
I'm giving you permission to take a vacation, Bob. Not a vacation from your work and not a vacation from your daily life, but a vacation
From my problems.
Exactly. Now, I want you to get on that bus and go back to New York. But every single time a problem arises, I want you to take that prescription out and follow it to the letter, doctor's orders. I'll see you in New York, in my office, in 1 month.
This is incredible. This is astounding. For the first time since Esalen, I feel free. You've given me a great gift, Doctor. The gift of life. You're a great man. I knew coming up here was the right thing to do.
It feels right because you're here, and it feels right because you're leaving.
Have a great vacation.
You too, Bob.
A vacation from my problems! You bet I will!
There you go. Baby steps.
But I want you to think about that for just a moment. I mean, maybe that's where we are. Maybe we need to take a vacation from our problems. How many of us get up every day and we focus on the same thing over and over and over again? Kristen and I have had this discussion about people that we know, or people that maybe that she's related to. I'm just kidding. Or it's about my family than hers. But you have people in life that you meet that are they're not happy unless they're unhappy. And why are we unhappy? Because what we focus on. If you say, okay, starting tomorrow, starting today, I'm not worrying about stuff anymore. I'm not worrying about whether or not people like me. I'm not worrying about what I've got to do to make grandma happy. I'm not worrying about what I've got to do to make the people at work that I really don't like me. I'm just going to serve God. I'm going to love Him. I'm going to do what I've got to do to make sure that I'm pleasing God. And for 21 days, I'm through with it. What if we did that? Because see, this is something I think we've got to understand. And this 21 days is not about me losing 10 pounds. It's not about physical weight. It's not about this burden that you're bearing in a relationship. It's not about the problems. It's not about the worries. You know what it's about? It's about your heart. It's about my heart. Who has your heart right now? What are you focusing on at the core of who you are? See, when we worry every day, when we eat instead of pray, when we do these things that are weighing us down, that are causing a burden in our lives, what we're doing is we're saying, Satan, I am going to one more time, one more day, submit to you. I'm going to allow you and your evil thoughts and your terrible whispers to control who I am when I have God in the form of the Holy Spirit living within me. I have the greatest power ever available to me. Yet, Satan, I am going to allow you, by the choices that I make, to have my heart. Who has your heart this morning? See, the idea is about us setting our heart on our first love. That's what the passage goes on to say in Hebrews chapter 12. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion, who does what? Who initiates and perfects our faith. I've got to put my eyes on Him. I've got to focus on Him. But when I bring my heart to Him, what does He do? I'm not perfecting my faith. I'm not initiating these changes. He is. He is controlling my heart. He is initiating the change that's going to take place. He is the perfecter of my faith. You want a stronger faith? You want to live for God in a greater way? Keep your eyes. Hey, Joy, there's a steak. Hey, Joy, there's some written. Hey, what about your finances? Hey, what about the problem? No, I'm right here. This is my focus. Today, this is going to be my focus. Jesus is going to be my focus. And I'm not looking over here. I'm not looking over here. And we do this for 21 days, and it becomes more of a habit. We do it for 40 days, and we do it for this year. And then we change life as we know it because we made a decision to change the focus of our heart. And folks, we got to understand, this is a marathon we're talking about. I mean, I've never been a runner. You pretty much look at me and tell that. But if you said, all right, let's go over here at Barron Stadium, and I'll give you $50 if you do 100 yards. I'm in. I can do 100 yards. And Kristen and I've got this bet going on right now. We haven't completed it yet, but she said she can outrun me in the 40 yards as I am right now. There's just no way. I mean, I'm gonna prove that to her before too long. But the 100 yards, I can do that. But you take it over and say, hey, 26.2 marathon. I'm out. I mean, I'm not even getting in the car, you know? I'm not even gonna act like I'm gonna get one of those stickers to put on the back of my car. Don't you wanna just start like spitting spitballs at people and have those on the back of their car when you pull up to them? I love the guys that have the .1 stickers on the back of their cars. When I pull up beside them at the light, I'm like, here's my guy. But see, my mindset says I can go 100 yards, but I can't go 26.2. And I think that's kind of our idea. A lot of times we say, hey, you know what, I can go until lunch today. I can go for the whole day. That's not what God's saying to us. He's saying you got to understand this is endurance. This is a marathon. And you got to understand what's going to happen along the way. You're going to be training, you're going to step in a hole, you're going to hurt your ankle, you're going to fall down, you're going to have some bumps, some bruises, some scrapes. But the thing is, for the people that I know who completed great things in their lives, guess what they did? They got up. They didn't let the hurt ankle, the bump, the bruise keep them from pursuing what it was that they wanted. And with so many of us, we're good for the 100 yards, but then we step in the hole and it's like, whoa, I'm out. So we got to change that mindset. God, I'm in for the long haul. I'm doing whatever it is that you've asked me to do. But the only way we can do that is by keeping our eyes on Jesus. I know this. I know if we're going to run efficiently, and we're going to have to do what Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 tells us to do. He says, let us strip off every weight that slows us down. Now, why is that the case? Why are you going to have to strip off weight? Because you want to be able to run the most efficient way. You see this picture here, and you see that this is the way that most normal runners look. You see this guy running a marathon, that's the way that you normally see him. And the idea is, I've got minimal clothing on. It sticks to my body pretty closely. Why? Because I don't want any resistance, wind resistance. I don't want to, I'm not out here, looking like I'm going to Alaska. Because he wants to be able to run in the most efficient way possible. Doesn't want anything to slow his progress. But it seems like a lot of us who are followers of Jesus Christ are not necessarily doing this, but we're doing more of this right here. I mean, look at this. Have you heard about this guy? I mean, this is a real deal here. This is an Amish distance runner. And you look, and he's in the full Amish gear. And the thing is, this guy is so good that he came within a minute of qualifying time that would have allowed him to run the Boston Marathon. Now, I appreciate what he's doing. And there's no way I can accomplish what he's doing. But I will say this. If I'm going to run, it's not going to be in that. What I want you to understand is we're going through life as Christians, and many of us are doing this right here. God, I'm out here, and I tell you what I want to do. I want to go with you, and I want you to do exactly what you've asked me to do. But see, the fact of the matter is, I got my finances, and I got my problems with my relationships, and then I'm back here, and I'm running for you, but I'm doing what? I'm carrying my weight with me. And he said, let us strip it off. And let us lay it down. And let us get down to what we've got to do where we're not carrying this stuff with us so we can get out there and run the race with endurance, and we can do it in the most effective way possible. I cannot do what God has called me to do carrying weight that I was not made to carry. This change we were talking about, we're focusing on, is up to us. How? Well, two things. First of all, I want to share a verse with you. Let's look at 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. This is one of many verses in the Bible that kind of has this idea. And we're going to read it first and kind of share the idea. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. There are a lot of passages in Scripture that are if-then passages. If you'll do this, then your life will be better. And what's God saying to us? I've got the blessings here for you, but if you want to remain in rebellion, if you want to remain all involved and focused on your sin, that's your choice. That's part of your free will. I'm going to allow you to do that. But if you will turn to me, then you will have a better life. If you will give your sin over to me, then I will bear it for you. But as long as you want to bear your burden, God's not going to snatch it out of your hand. And that's what I want us to think about for just a moment. You play a part in this. And that is obedience. Part of our obedience is laying our sin, our struggle, down at the foot of the cross and asking God to deal with it. The second part of it is faith. You having the faith to know that God will come through. Do you expect God to come through? Because our expectation matters. Back to Hebrews 11, verse 1, faith is the confidence that what we have, that what we hope for will actually happen. It gives us assurance about things we cannot see. See, we've already decided to do our part, obedience, but we must have the faith to know that God will provide. What is your expectation? That He's going to do something, that He's going to act in some way, that He's going to provide for you? Most times we probably get what we expect from Him. But this is what I want to leave us with. I want to encourage you to understand God will provide. He will provide a mentor. He will provide a way out. He will provide strength. He will provide a way for you to endure. And the answer is always the same. Are you focused on Him? Do you believe that God can do a great work in your life? Are you tired of the burden? Are you ready to weigh less? You have an opportunity to start fresh today. If we can help you in that way, whatsoever way we can do, whatever we can do to pray to help you to know God in a greater way, we stand ready to do that as we stand.